Some doors should never be opened. On a forgotten hill, a stone arch stands as a doorway to oblivion, and to those who dare, it reveals that the forest watches, waits, and consumes. Atop the forgotten hill, the air hung heavy, chilled beyond the warmth of dusk. The dense forest surrounding the rise pressed inward, its thick humidity clinging like an anxious breath to Lucas's skin. This was no ordinary hill, but a silent sentinel guarding the grotesque beauty known as the Stone Refuge. The black arch of stone towered before him, jagged yet smooth, polished by a nameless hand, as if it had been buffed by the passing years of unseen watchers. It was not a cave, it was not a shelter, it was a doorway, leading nowhere yet promising everything. The fading sunlight fractured through the thick canopy, carving long, bleeding shadows across the ground. The forest itself seemed to hold its breath, no rustle of leaves, no chirp or buzz, only the dull echo of Lucas's footsteps, deliberately slow yet betraying increasing quickness beneath his calm facade. Palms slightly clammy, he felt the chill prickle beneath his skin, the temperature dropping in legal degrees but felt with the bones. Local legends whispered of hands not human shaping the arch centuries ago, older than the town, or perhaps conjured during a storm, born of lightning and shadow. Nobody truly knew. But one fact was clear. Those who approached vanished without a trace, swallowed by the enigma that radiated from the black stone surface. Claustrophobia tightened around Lucas's chest as his eyes traced the arch. Symbols clawed into the base, curved lines coiling like serpents, spirals dripping secrecy into the dusk. His hand trembled as he reached out, skin brushing the cold, polished stone. An unnatural metal chill crawled up from the texture, biting sharp, slithering like ice water seeping into veins. The forest seemed to dim. The canopy thickened, shadows folding into one another like the veil of a dark cathedral. A faint scent rose from the soil, damp earth mixed with an acrid, burnt tang. The air tasted ancient, sour, as if the forest exhaled solemn regret. Lucas raised his camera, framing the arch. But the viewfinder betrayed him. Beyond the arch's curve, the world twisted. The forest gave way to a ghostly field shrouded in dense fog, a wispy curtain drifting unseen by the naked eye. Through the haze, figures stood, impossibly still and unblinking, facing him. Their garments whispered of centuries past, fraying coats, faded bonnets. Their eyes were pools of inky blackness, absorbing the light and sanity alike. He blinked. The figures vanished. Only the familiar forest remained, but the oppressive silence deepened. Lucas swallowed hard. The camera clicked again. The scene shifted. The figures moved closer, their presence pressing on him like a weight simmering under his ribs. A sudden cold gust stirred the treetops into a moan, thin and mournful. The arch's shadows thickened, growing like ink spilled across sand, swallowing edges and blurring boundaries. Behind him, his pulse screamed against silence. Footsteps, faint but firm, echoed. He dared not turn. Looking to the viewfinder again, the figures now pressed to the arch's edge. One lifted a pale arm, finger pointing with silent accusation, their gesture slicing through the forest's breathless quiet. A tremor rattled the ground, barely perceptible yet insistent, as if the earth groaned beneath some unseen weight. The air coagulated, thick and suffocating, folding warmth into an icy grip that dragged at his calves. An ethereal choir began, a low subterranean hymn vibrating under his feet, threading through the trees, entwining with his heartbeat. Lucas strained backward, resisting the pull, but the cold seeped upward like black freezing water into his skin. His grip loosened. The camera slipped, thudding to earth. The last frame flickered alive, half his body swallowed by the ghostly fog beyond the arch, swallowed by a realm where time and space folded like smoke. Morning brought a fragile hope shattered by discovery. A group of hikers found the abandoned camera by the arch. Images revealed only the familiar forest, until the final photo breathed horror into the morning light. There, standing silent and unmoving among a throng of shadowed figures, was Lucas, eyes as black as the void, staring not outward, but penetrating the soul of whoever dared to look. Dare to walk the hill where the stone door waits. But beware, some legends are warnings, and some doors, once crossed, never truly close.